Time to stop. Welcome everybody to this special day. It's so excited to be in person. I am going to first turn over to have Ms. Catlett welcome everyone, and then we will go on from there. But the housekeeping I'll do later, but one that is probably more important right now is when you are seated, you do not have to have masks up. It's when you're moving that we'd like you to have a mask on. So feel free in this heat to lower your masks.
Good evening, students, families, faculty, staff. So glad that you're here this evening. I have to tell you, if we flash back to last August, I think closing week would feel a little inconceivable to us back then. So I'd like to start off with some expressions of gratitude for getting us here today. Parents and caregivers, although we didn't see you on campus physically, we felt your presence, your encouragement, and your support. Thank you for asking questions, providing feedback, and supporting our protocols. Our partnership with you was and is still vital. All of our faculty and staff were critical to our success this year, but I'd like to take a few minutes to actually thank a few of our special teams that were critical to our success. Our facilities team to start. Tell us what you need and we will get the job done. Those were the words frequently spoken by Brano Milicevic. He did it with a smile and no job was too big, and they always got the job done. Our technology team. Edo and his team positioned GDS to be one of the first teams nationally to test and adopt the swivel so that our students would have the choice to learn on campus or at home when we returned. Health services. Linda Register and her team, their commitment to serving our entire community was imperative, and they did it with care, compassion, privacy, and genuine concern. This work was around the clock. It included late night calls, Friday night contact tracing, weekend meetings, Sunday dashboard updates. So let's give Brano, Edo, and Linda a round of applause, please. Teachers, where are you teachers? I know you're sprinkled around. Teachers, counselors, and staff, you are the front line and backbone of GDS. Whether you're a veteran or a new teacher, this was one of the most challenging years of your career. You always did what was asked and then some. And you did it so that your students could learn on campus and at home. Thank you for your flexibility, your perseverance, compassion, and work ethic. I also want to thank our Board of Trustees and our Parents Association. Those groups are comprised of all volunteers, and they all helped us meet our goals this year at GDS. Thank you. Thank you to our middle school leadership team. Thank you for being fearless leaders in a year of uncertainty. Dr. Smith, as you prepare for your new leadership role at GDS, I want to thank you for your leadership in the middle school these last 2 years. Expanding our advanced offerings in math, launching the 5th grade forward program, setting the stage for innovative outdoor learning spaces, and keeping the safety and well-being of our students and faculty at the heart of every decision you made will be carried on to next year and years to come thanks to your leadership style. Thank you, Dr. Smith. Having some wind issues. We look forward to seeing and experiencing all the exciting things to come under your leadership as our new Director of STEAM and Technology Innovation. All right, class of 2025. You are why we are here tonight. You are here so we can celebrate you. You are approaching an important milestone in your life, high school. And your middle school teachers have equipped you with the tools that you need to be successful in 9th grade and years beyond. While most of you will return to Bingle Nation, and for those of you moving on to a new adventure, know that GDS will always be here for you. Whether it's a brief return to say hello to old classmates and teachers, or whether you want to return as a student. We'll be here waiting with a smile and a hug to greet you. For those of you who are returning, the upper school is already hard at work planning next year. They're planning a freshman retreat overnight so that you can reconnect and bond with your new classmates next year. Students, I also want to express my gratitude to you. Thank you for being flexible, trying new things, staying physically distant. That's a thing that's not even really humanly natural for all of us. So we thank you for that. We thank you for doing your best and giving your best. Your learning and academic and athletic and artistic successes continued full steam ahead this year. You completed self-portraits, you set school track records, you designed and launched parachutes, you wrote an interdisciplinary research paper for US history and English, you even recycled styrofoam. You performed in the Outdoor Arts Festival, you tackled science labs, and participated in multiple variations of community service to help GDS and our greater Greensboro community. You welcomed new classmates, you comforted classmates in need, and you tried your best to stay connected with classmates who are learning remotely. Thank you for making a difference in all of us. You make teachers, counselors, and school leaders better because of you. I'll leave you now, students, with 2 charges. First charge, hug a parent or caregiver who's with you this evening and thank them for investing in your education at GDS. That means right now. Come on. That's you too, Hank. Give that big hug. I know, middle schoolers, it's not cool, but it really is. And you can stand up to give that hug. There we go. And second, students, next year, this one's for next year. When you enter the upper school, make sure you go back and visit your middle school teachers. Even if you're going off campus, come back and visit. They will be watching you grow, flourish, and thrive. They will be cheering you on from the sidelines for 9th grade and the many years to come. Congratulations, class of 2025. And now Dr. Dana Smith. Well, are you coming up next? Okay, now Dr. Dana Smith. All right.
Thank you, Ms. Catlett, for those wonderful words. She's a little taller. Okay, I'd like to open with, I'm going to do some opening remarks. I would like to welcome students, faculty, staff, administrators, families, and guests to our 8th grade middle school celebration. I am Dana Smith, middle school director, and you have no idea how happy it makes me to see you all in person. I've had the privilege of sharing an entire year on campus. Yes, I said on campus with your students. This was very unusual compared to a lot of other schools, and I consider us pretty lucky that we all got to be together. Now I'd like to address the 8th graders. 8th graders, you are a wonderful group of students who, under difficult circumstances, have managed to welcome new students, maintain old friendships, and create new ones. You challenge yourselves to reach your full potential, and I know that you are tired of hearing me say 6 feet and masks up. But I also know that you realize that this year wouldn't have been possible without these guidelines. And I know that you know this because you have matured into young adults right before my eyes and are ready to take on the next phase of your lives. There are a few things that I would like you to remember. Never doubt your ability to succeed. You are strong and smart, and that will take you very far. Know that the relationships that you have all formed in middle school will help you next year and for many years to come. Always stretch beyond your limits. You will be amazed at what you can do when you push. And lastly, the middle school faculty and I will always be there for you, as Ms. Catlett said, coming back to visit us. We care about you and look forward to hearing about all that you accomplish in your futures. So, okay, enough of the mush. Let's get on with the program. I have a few housekeeping things. As you sat down in your family, you saw an iPad on one of the seats. This technology will be used later during our ceremony so that you can watch the slideshow. There'll be a time when I say, okay, connect to the Zoom and you'll be able to watch it. Obviously, with the sun and everything, we couldn't really use a screen. Just to reiterate, while you are seated, masks are not necessary, but when you get up to move around, please do put your mask on. There are restrooms behind us, so again, we would need you. We have faculty who can escort you to the restrooms if you need them, and again, with your masks up. At the completion of the program, we will gather students for the traditional eighth grade class picture on the steps behind me. Students will be close together in order to fit you all on the steps for a few minutes. If this does not fit with your COVID guidelines, your child may opt out of the picture. We will all be masked in that picture because we're that close. After the picture is taken, we know that you would all like to stop and talk to other families. However, our safety procedures require that you make your way to your car to head out of here. So I'm sorry, I wish we could all mull about, but these are not the times for that. Okay. Huh. So thank you. And now on with the program. So first of all, well, I lost my page. All right. I'm going to recognize departing faculty. Dr. Tammy Williams will be leaving us this year, and I would like to recognize all the wonderful things that she has done as a part of our faculty. She came in last year and has taken on the science curriculum and has managed to make it all aligned with not only our science department curriculum, but also with our national and next generation science standards. She has taught our children lots about working in labs and things, and they are very well prepared for science in the upper school as they head out. She's also been important in working with Mr. Peter Williams as our assistant academic dean and aligning the rest of the school. She will be going to Guilford County Schools and returning to her roots there, and will be helping with the assessment programs for the district. So I hope you all join me in wishing her wonderful things, and we will miss you. Okay, I would like to now turn to our student speeches. We will be having speeches from 3 of our students that have been chosen by their classmates as people to speak. The first speaker will be William Hamer.
Good evening, fellow 8th graders and families. I would like to start my speech by giving a quote by Arthur Ashe. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. This quote explains my experience at GDS. Over the course of the past 6 years, I've grown to love and appreciate GDS for everything it has done for me and those in the community. From Camp Weaver in 4th grade to campaigns in 7th, there has always been an opportunity to learn outside of the classroom, allowing for us to grow as individuals as well as a whole. In particular, 8th grade has taught me many lifelong lessons. Middle school especially has taught me skills that I plan on taking with me through upper school and beyond. The main message is things will change. You may not always achieve the desired outcome, but with each failure, you learn and grow. As we know, this year has had its challenges. We had to learn to adapt to new classroom procedures, guidelines, and for me, I had to listen to my teachers constantly remind me to put my mask on my face and stay 6 feet apart. I'm still working on this, by the way. For me, I also experienced a tragic event along with my family. My dad was involved in an accident, leaving him in a coma for over a month. His attendance today means a great deal to me. Thank you, Dad, for what you have done for not just me, but Tilly as well. My friends, family, and teachers have also done so much for me. First, I want to thank my mom for being here for the entire family. She was the glue that held everyone together during this challenging year. I would also like to thank all of my teachers for being there and supporting me, especially Miss Junko, who's been my rock this year. You have all made an impact in my life, and thank you. I will always remember the support I received, especially when the accident occurred in November. If I began thanking all my friends, we would be here for more than my 4 minute time slot, so I will say, you know who you are, and thank you for your consistent kindness and friendship. I've learned to know that the people you choose to be with are the ones who influence you. Luckily, the people who I chose have been amazing. Greensboro Day School is my home away from home. Each morning, I'm reminded of how amazing this place is. I will miss walking through the middle school each morning. Middle school has been the best experience of my life, and I can't wait to see what challenges are my future. Thank you.
We will now hear from Cameron Hanley.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. I know the weather is a bit on the chilly side, but we do have coats and blankets in the back if needed. So, like Dr. Smith said, my name is Cameron Hanley, and I've attended GDS since kindergarten. I'd like to share some memories from my middle school life with you. It's hard to believe that it's been 4 years since the class of 2025 entered into the middle school. It seems like just yesterday when we were all the little guys and girls who wanted to goof off. Now we're big guys and girls who still want to goof off. Back then, we really didn't know what to expect from middle school. When we first entered, we were ready to discover the secrets of the universe and all that such as finding out why the chicken crossed the road. Instead, we had to learn things like math, science, social studies, and English. All kidding aside, we were ready for all aspects of middle school. One being additional options in the cafeteria. Previously, we were only allowed to order from a very, very limited menu of 3 items. Becoming middle schoolers allowed us to buy anything we wanted with our parents' permission, or not in some people's cases. Another thing we were excited for were the differing schedules. For the past 5 years, we had all had the same schedules as the other people in our homerooms. We were glad to see our friends and had the opportunity to make other friends from other advisories. Another major thing we were looking forward to were the freedoms that came with being a middle schooler. Because we had been babied for the past several years, we wanted to prove that we were growing up and that we could handle responsibility. Some of us took the change well, others not so much. In 6th grade, most people were excited for more sporting opportunities. The previous year, only 2 sports were offered, and those were track and cross country. Now, while these might have been appealing to some people, most people were interested in other sports such as baseball, lacrosse, tennis, and pretty much anything you can imagine except for football. One of, if not the best memories of the year, was the trip to Mr. Head's farm. We spent 3 days and 2 nights camping on his property, engaging in many different games and activities. One such game was called Kick the Can. The rules were very simple. You had to knock over the bucket, which was placed in the middle of a blueberry field on his property, without being caught by Mr. Head. My group spent a lot of time strategizing, so therefore we won several games. Other teams were not as fortunate. The year was very relaxed compared to the following grades. 7th grade was, I guess, fairly uneventful, although it did go by incredibly quickly. Wait a second. No, that's not right. COVID. Even though it only lasted for the last 2 months of 7th grade, it made a lasting impression on all of us. We became far too accustomed to hearing, "You're on mute," during online learning. We got to see a whole new side of our classmates, a side that's almost never shown at school. We met a lot of pets, and especially the dogs. We laughed when parents and siblings burst into the camera uninterrupted. It was definitely the craziest year of middle school. 8th grade. The time of preparing for the academic rigors of high school. The class of 25 has come a long way since the start of 5th grade. Sorry, 4 years ago, we were asking our parents' permission to watch a movie. Now we're asking our parents to help out calculate the value of x in a long equation that I don't feel like reading. There were a lot of great memories this year, from watching movies to the entirety of Mr. Shear's class. We had the honor of attending a wedding between one of our classmates and a ping pong ball. We gained the ability to be on our phones during breaks, and almost everyone took full advantage of that before we discovered new games that abided by the school's new COVID policies. To this day, many students still consider their phones to be an additional limb. While still necessary, wearing masks had launched the 8th grade into a whole new level of teaching by the end of the year. Not just the students, but the teachers and other faculty as well. And now that we're prepared to enter high school, everyone is excited to find out why the chicken did cross the road. Maybe we'll learn by high school graduation. I can't speak for everyone, but I know most people are looking forward to being able to eat in the cafeteria again. I also know that many people are looking forward to the freedoms of being a high schooler. I'm not going to name any names, but some students will be pushing these new freedoms from day one. You know who you are. I'm not going to bother myself. Something I'm sure no one's looking forward to in high school is seeing some of our friends leave GDS. Whether you've been a member of the GDS community since pre-kindergarten or since August of last year, we will miss you all greatly. Just because we may not see you in class every day doesn't mean that friendships will be severed. Remember, even though you might be leaving the campus or even leaving the state, you will always be a Bengal and you will always be missed. As for those who are staying, I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the fall. Have a great summer. I would like to reiterate what Mrs. Catlett discussed. Thank you to the teachers and staff for all of your efforts in order to allow us to have a full year of in-person learning, especially Nurse Register and the health room staff. Have a good night.
See, they do remember to wear their masks. Our last speaker is Walker Stanley.
Hi. As was previously literated by Dr. Smith, I'm Walker Stanley, and I am 14 years old, and this is my 9th year at Greensboro Day. As I am only 14, my time at GDS has played an enormous part of my growing up. Greensboro Day has helped me form my belief, goals, and confidence as a student. I can safely say that I am who I am because of the teachers I have encountered during my time here. In these past years, a lot has changed. Between a global pandemic, navigating social lives, having to dodge obstacles that come with growing up, and doing that all while trying to manage good grades. I feel like most middle school students have had a particularly hard time lately. However, we are all so blessed to be surrounded by amazing teachers who have our backs and understand that life is not the easiest right now. There is a quote from Bertrand Russell that says, "When you want to teach children to think, you begin by treating them seriously when they are little, giving them responsibilities, talking to them candidly, providing privacy and solitude for them, and making them readers and thinkers of significant thoughts from the beginning. That's if you want to teach them how to think." I think that this quote represents most of the teachers and staff at GDS. They understand that although we are young, and obviously we still have a lot more maturing to do, we can still comprehend complex subjects and emotions. Here at Greensboro Day, the teachers have treated me as an equal. I have never felt as if I was spoken down to or had anyone speak to me in a demeaning manner. I have been spoken to as an adult, and that shows that the teachers view me as a human capable of responsibilities and worthy of respect. The teachers have understand every individual student's potential for their own unique success. These past 2 years have been especially challenging for both the students and teachers. The teachers have carried the stress wonderfully by not only dealing with their own stress, but the stress of the students. But on top of their own problems, the teachers have also gladly accepted and embraced my problems as well, which I particularly appreciate. Staff here at Greensboro Day have beautifully managed to keep both in-person and online students focused and excited to learn about engaging content during class. For many teachers, this was an obstacle. For example, while he might not want to admit it, Mr. Shear has had to enlist technological help from Ms. Junko on multiple occasions. But despite these challenges, every teacher has done their best to be there for every student, no matter their learning situation. In order to do this, however, lots of teachers have had to sacrifice their own personal time to revise learning plans to make sure that we learn everything that we need to succeed later on in life. And in some ways, the shared experiences with COVID-19 have brought teachers and students together. I believe that the newfound skills between teachers and students will create a new type of teaching for future grades and classes. Students have learned to be more time efficient, patient, organized, and punctual, while teachers have had to become more technical, tolerant, composed, and practical. Maybe even in the future, we can use online learning and swivel for those who can't participate in person. Overall, I am beyond grateful for every single thing that the teachers here at Greensboro Day School have done for me. I will never forget all the sacrifices the staff has made for me, my friends, and my family in order to create a more welcoming and kind environment that we can be excited to come to every morning. I'm sincerely grateful for everyone here, and I will miss seeing my amazing teachers, but I will make sure to visit every now and then, and hopefully when I do, a feeling of normalcy will have returned.
Wow. Our students are amazingly introspective and reflective and have clearly gotten a lot out of their experiences in middle school, and in particular, the difficulties that they've faced this year. We are pretty proud of them, and I believe only good things can come as they continue to grow and learn through the rest of their lives. I would like to now turn over to our three faculty here who will discuss the scholarship, leadership, and citizenship awards. You're up.
I'm the only person walking up without a piece of paper, so I hope it goes well. Middle school, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is full of emotional, physical, intellectual challenges, and to top it all, they ask good grades. So I know that it's been a challenge for our students this year in particular as we've navigated COVID, but I feel that they have all risen to the challenge that they have become so used to that they expect of themselves since they started here in the 5th grade. They've managed to successfully, and I use the word navigate for a student in particular, Dr. Williams' labs and the demands that she places on accuracy and definition. They've learned names, places, dates, events relevant to all of us and our knowledge of the world of the United States. They've endeavored in the arts to learn more about themselves and how they see the world and how they see others. They've managed the intricacies of math and the demands placed by Ms. Junko. And on occasion, they've written a couple of well-written essays for me, so we're all pleased on that front. The student who's going to receive this year's scholarship award stands above, devoted to his studies, an intrinsic, I guess, that looking for an intrinsic reward, one for himself more than simply to please others with his grade average. Persistent learning for the sake of knowledge, continually asking why and explain this to me. It's my pleasure and my delight to award the scholarship award to Pearson Civils. Congratulations.
Good evening. In consideration of the qualities most valued for the Leadership Award, the 8th grade team looked for someone who comes in the door ready to go, who is unfazed by the magnitude of the challenge, who is unhindered by stragglers and distractions, who simply picks up the tools and gets to work, who generates consistently strong outcomes, and who does this day after day, class after class. The recipient of this year's Leadership Award is not the loudest voice in the room, is not the person with the most questions, and is not the person with all of the answers. The recipient of this year's Leadership Award is definitely a facilitator who drives work forward, is a team player who gives to and expects the best from everyone, and is a powerful force that carries others along. On behalf of the 8th grade team, I am honored to present the Leadership Award this year to Darian Reynolds.
So I will be presenting the Citizenship Award. And this year, this award is awarded to two different people. This award is a little bit different. It is voted by the students. So in a year like this, we decided to choose two students that have exhibited a lot of different things that help to support our community this year. So I will give the descriptions for both students and they can both come up after I finish. So the first student has been described as someone that is always lending an ear to a friend, that is always supporting others, and that is always inviting others that feel lonely. This is someone that their friends feel like they can trust and someone that can be leaned on for support. The first award goes to Lucy Noon. And the second award goes to a student that always makes others smile, is always making an effort to cheer up others and cheer them on. This person is a mood lifter and someone that others look to when they need a bright spot in their day. This student is Hank Catlett. I will now welcome Dr. Smith back to the stage for the presentation of certificates.
Thank you. And once again, I am proud of those students and all of their accomplishments. And you have all accomplished a lot in this year. We are now about to go through the awarding of certificates, and it's going to be a little different than it's been in the past. So the first step I need you to do is to pick up your iPads, use the meeting ID that you have on a piece of paper, and log into the Zoom to join our slideshow. And you can always rely on your students if you can't. We went through this earlier. We should be able to do that. But if you're having any trouble, we have technology folks around that can wander through and help you. We're going to give everybody a couple of minutes to do that, and then we will start the awarding of the certificates. I need the mic. Is everyone getting there? Anyone having any issues? Where? There we go. Thank you, Tim. This afternoon when we rehearsed, half of them became overheated, so at least we have a little cooler weather. Anyone else having any issues? Are we there? Ready to start? Okay. Mr. Cook, are you good? Almost. Please make sure, we told the students this earlier, but please make sure that you didn't join with audio because the music's going to come from here. All right. Mr. Cook, we're good? All right, students, I need the first group. Is that your page?
Jamal Akintayo. They will be receiving a letter that they can read after this from the school, from middle school. Jack Bark. Ford Bell. Corey Billingsley. Anna Brokaw. Nico Capero Farrow. Cade Carlson. Hank Catlett. Pearson Sibbles. Next group.
Next group. Thank you.
Sit down so they can watch this one.
Arna Deshfande. Scotland Edwards. Wells Edwards. Julian Garcia. Jed Laser. Mason Grady. Zach Green. Lindsay Gutner. Campbell Hall. Group 3. I don't know.
Just give it a second.
William Hamer. Cameron Hanley. Ollie Hannum. Jake Horlitz. Christian Jones. Maddie Jones. Kaylin Camlet. Kenji Kobe Jackson. Sebastian Kohler. Next group. Wade Leggett. Hayden Lowe. Natalie Mims. Nick Moore. Lucy Noon. Aiden Osborne. Jamie Park. Claire Parker. Allie Patrick.
Look at that.
Turner Pierce. Mary Marshall Rankin. Luke Ray. Josie Reich. Darian Reynolds. India Smith. Carson Snyder. Peyton Splosky. Walker Stanley. Kevin Stanley. John Stroud. Ryan Talbot. Isabella Tongterm. Olivia Toscano. Fahana Venues. James Wagner. Max Wagner. Trevor Waters. Ralph Ware. Sarah Whitener. Kerrigan Williams. Bryce Willis. Dana Wilson. Liz Wyrick. Congratulations, 8th graders.
Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this special evening. Couple of last words, because I just need a couple last things before I let you go. 8th graders, I cannot wait for you to read those special messages that are in the envelopes that you received with your certificates. You are truly loved, and there are lots of wonderful notes in there. Students, you are examples of resilience and fortitude. You make me smile each day when I look out my office window, and next year you'll be in a new space. And I have every reason to believe that you will continue to do your best, and I hope you come back to let me know all about your successes. 8th grade parents, thank you for sharing your students and for supporting our community during this very unusual time. I know that it's hard not to come to campus, but I promise you that you are here in spirit through your children. They are amazing, and you should be proud of all that they've accomplished in their time in middle school. 8th grade teachers, I don't know where to begin, but the main point is thank you for all that you have given to both these students and to the school, and for supporting them through this final year of middle school. You have prepared them well for the very next phase of their lives. Ms. Catlett, Tracy, thank you for your leadership and vision. These students were able to be in person for their last year of middle school because of your guidance and direction. I know they look forward to seeing what your vision holds for them as they enter into upper school. Speaking of upper school, I would like to now introduce Mr. Peter Williams, our interim upper school director, who has a few words to add.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? And new high school students, how does it feel? Do you feel it yet? Yes? I'm very, very excited to see you next year. My name is Peter Williams. I'm currently serving as our academic dean here at Greensboro Day School, and I am honored and humbled to be our interim upper school director next year. I remember this class was coming into the middle school right around the same time that I started as academic dean. And in that time, I've been able to watch them in theater productions. I think we got to do Frozen right before COVID hit us and we shut down the school. I've seen them become promising young athletes, great scholars, and people who are ready for what is coming. And that's what I want to say. If there's one thing that I know, it's students, parents, get ready. Next 4 years, they're going to come at you fast, and you're going to have a lot of successes, and you may have one or two setbacks, but I am absolutely confident after what I have just seen you do for these last 4 years that you are ready for that. And I've just had you in the building for a week for May term, and I am impressed. You've heard it many, many, many times tonight, but please hear it one last time. I'm extremely proud of you. Thank you for having me. And Dr. Smith, for one more time, the class of 2025 is all yours.
I was good until he said that. Holding it together. Okay. Now we will close with the alma mater. Feel free to sing along. The words are in your program, but please stand. And please stand. Success, we look to you. How high the sky above us. Class of 2025, I wish you the best of luck wherever you land, and I hope you will stay in touch and let me know what you're up to. And right now, we will all move, students will move to these stairs over here for the picture, and parents, you can try and social distance around there if you would like to get pictures, but we are actually going to also have a professional one done that we will be able to distribute to you all. Thank you very much for a wonderful evening. Okay.